Hello, hello, everybody. Nice to see you all. Erica. Oh, hi, love. Hi, Karen. Hi, everybody. Nice to see you all. Whether we have met or not, welcome. I'm really happy to be here with you. And I'm curious where you're coming from. But to allow a few more people to come in, we're going to start with a little meditation. And essentially what we're going to do here today is we're going to dive deeper into this topic of health in these times and what it really means to us. It might be a little bit different than before all these shenanigans began, even of December. So first off, though, I believe everything begins in our mind, in our heart, in our soul. And so let's get ourselves aligned together. We're going to drop in for just a little short meditation. And then we will begin with our food as medicine topic, which today is all about the microbiome. Do you know about the microbiome? Pop me a yes in the chat box if you do. I'm curious. And then after that, we're going to go right into our group readings. And what I've learned from these sessions is that we love our nutrition talk. We love to know to be healthier, how to be healthier. And we really want to get into our intuition. Yeah? So if you agree with that, let me know. We communicate here quite a bit through the chat box and also through a hand signal like this. So if you agree with something, if you concur, it's really helpful if you give us one of these. Yeah? Yeah, okay, great. So let us begin. Let's just drop in with a big breath, big inhale. And just another big inhale. Just finding that place of surrender with the exhale. Another big inhale. Just allowing your whole day to just let go to your whole day now. And bring your attention right between your brow. And imagine a golden light coming right into the center of your brow like a laser, a golden laser. Bring it into the center of your head and into the back of your head. Golden light lasering in the front of your brow. Golden light lasering into the center of your head and into the back of your head. Feel a laser beam of light moving from the front to the center to the back of your head. Now drop that light all the way down your spine, all the way down into your root, into where you're sitting, into the floor. Ground down, ground your energy all the way down. Putting protection around yourself or protection all around. Ground down. Protection all around. Feel yourself here in a safe space, protected, cared about, welcomed, and yes, loved. Now let us begin. Yes. Okay. So to begin, microbiome. That is our topic. Yes. Okay, I'm looking at the chat box now, and yes, you hear about it. We say we hear about the microbiome all the time. What is our microbiome? Our microbiome is essentially what is keeping us healthy. It is what is warding off all potential pathogens. Let's take a look at this chart, and we're going to make it a little bit more clear with a visual. Okay, our microbiome. See all of these little dots. This is actually the flora. It represents flora. So the orange box here, the actual technical definition is the genetic material of all the microbes, bacteria, fungi, protozoa, and viruses that live on and inside the human body. It may weigh as much as 5 pounds. The microbiome refers to the general flora that is all over our body and inside our body. When it's concentrated in one singular place, the 4 main places we have it is in our genital tract, in our intestines, in our mouth and nose, and in our skin. Now, why is this essentially so important? Because we really could not be ill if our microbiome is healthy. We get ill when it becomes imbalanced. So let's look at some of the factors here that keep our microbiome healthy. The critical to 4 important parts of life with nutrition, immunity, behavior, and disease. Unhealthy bacterial populations are linked to cancer, autism, colitis, malnutrition, eczema, celiac disease, multiple sclerosis, obesity, heart disease, asthma, diabetes, and even mental health. So what is it that it is good for? It's good for, pull this screen down just, I'm going to just minimize it a little bit. It's getting blocked here. Okay, there we go. The healthy bacterial populations are linked to, I'm here in the top right corner. They're linked to strong immune system, a reduced risk of infection, synthesis of nutrients, including B12, and it prevents chronic disease, including certain cancers and bowel issues. So people say, oh, but vegans, eating all plant-based, you're not getting enough B12. Well, that depends on the health of our microbiota in our gut. Same with the animals. The animals aren't getting their B12 from other flesh. They're getting it from grass, from soil that contains cobalt. So that's why we can get it directly from eating plant sources that have it in the soil, as long as our microbiome, our microbiota, more correct, in our gut is healthy. So it begins to make a lot of sense why our microbiome or our microbiota is so important. Why is it that some people got the so-called virus and some people didn't? We could come back to the microbiota. And you probably saw all kinds of doctors all over the place. We need to have our microbiome, our microbiota healthy in order to ward off viruses. And over-sterilization is going to harm us with that. So in essence, I finally found the person with the noise. I just got the mute on that one. Oh, sorry if that was harming your ears too. So in essence, what we're looking at is building our gut flora so that we can always be healthy. And remember, there's 4 really important factors that keep our microbiota healthy. And number 1 is nutrition. Number 1. And here we're looking at plant-based nutrition. We're looking how we can uptake from the soil into the plants, into our gut in a healthy way to absorb B12, to build immunity. Now, the second really important factor here that kills off our microbiota is antibiotics. Who here has had antibiotics? Like all of us? Yeah, all of us. Yeah. That's what got me into all of this in my early 20s, was taking so much antibiotics that I didn't know it at the time. It took me many years of study, eventually becoming a naturopath, where I started to piece together why my health was failing at such an early age. And it's because my microbiota, my microbiome, was damaged from all the antibiotics. Now, granted, they saved my life, so let's not throw the baby out with the bathwater. But here, what we're learning to do is to rebuild our gut flora. So we want to eat healthy. We want to eliminate drugs, antibiotics, stress. Stress is another really big one. You know how it is if you have a fight with your lover or someone you care about, or your job, you know how you instantly feel it in your body. Your microbiota is taking a direct hit. And if we don't focus on our emotional, spiritual well-being, then it also can decrease our gut health, microbiota. And the other factor is lifestyle, how we live, how we relate. So in our work here together, what we're doing is we are looking at how we can build ourselves strong. And I'm not just talking robotically, biomechanically, or physically, but I'm talking from within ourselves. Now, what is this idea of gut instinct? What does this mean? And how does our gut instinct work? Our gut instinct is basically our enteric nervous system. Our enteric nervous system lives in our gut. It's so powerful that it can operate on its own without our brain in our head. Yeah. So the microbiota and the enteric nervous system is really what is technically our gut instinct. So in this specific type of work, what we're doing here is we are looking to build our microbiota through proper nutrition, the factors we just talked about, so that what we just started with, what we would call our third eye, your pineal and pituitary gland, are properly nourished. When your pineal and pituitary gland are properly nourished, because your microbiota in your gut, your enteric nervous system, begins to operate properly, then your brain functions better. It triggers the neural pathways in our brain, triggers hormonal releases of dopamine, of serotonin, that make us feel good, that make us feel like, yummy, life is wonderful. And that is reacting and responding through our vagus nerve. It's a big loop, a big biofeedback loop, coming from our gut up to our heart, into our brain, triggering responses of hormones, neurotransmitters, back into our gut all day long. Right now, with all of this that's happening right now, your gut is talking to you. It's telling you what's going on here right now. It's actually nerve impulses. Let's give an example. You meet someone and you instantly don't like them. You don't know why, but you're getting impulses, technically speaking, in your gut, in your enteric nervous system. Your gut is sending that, combined with the health of your microbiota, into your brain, and it's giving you messages. That's sending hormones and chemical messages back down into your gut in a split second. Is it mystical, this whole thing of gut instinct or using your intuition? Yeah, it's mystical, but it's quite technical. So here what we're doing is we are looking to build our gut health, to be as healthy as we possibly can and understand it technically, so that we can be guided by our gut instinct. In the confusion of the mind, in all the nonsense going on in the world, and to listen to your gut. But we're going to need to be properly nourished. It takes proper nutrition. So as a naturopath, I'm really into nutrition because I love being healthy and helping people to be healthy, but I'm interested in our superpowers. I'm interested in who we are as human beings and what happens when each of us are properly nourished. Our superpowers or intuition gets switched on. You understand it technically and you know how to navigate and maneuver with it biochemically, even spiritually. And of course, there's awe and mysticism there. But we can eliminate that factor and just understand it technically and really get ourselves switched on. Can you imagine? Let's just take a moment and imagine what the whole world and all the problems of the world would be like if we were switched on in this positive place together, working towards self-understanding, knowing who we are. Could there be problems in this world on such scale that we have them now if we all really truly know who we are? So this is our work here together in Gut Instinct in this webinar, is to gain tools, resources, understanding to both practically and even supernaturally embrace the depth, the wonder of who we are. So what we're going to do moving forward, I'm going to ask you a little bit of questions because I want to get a little bit more of a feeling for you. My microbiota, my gut wants to get some nerve impulses moving with this group. I want to get a little bit more of a feeling for you. And then what we're going to do, with your permission and whoever would like to be read, is we're going to kind of zoom in with as many people as we can, but we'll do at least 2 or 3. In our first group that we had last week, people seem to like the intuitive work that I do way more than the nutritional part. So now we're going to give most of our time to that work, but it wouldn't be complete if we didn't have some practical understanding. That's why we start with the nutritional stuff first. But now I'd love to get to know you a little bit better. Could you pop into the chat box? What does gut instinct mean to you in your life? Do you live by it? Okay, Magdalena. Okay. Magdalena was here with us last week, and she's saying it was great last week. That's what she's meaning is in its guidance. Thank you, Monica. Yes, trusting yourself. Exactly. Rule says my intuition, connection to source. Exactly. Indy says when something doesn't feel right. Yeah. Rose says making good decisions all the time. And Lindsay, it's a guide. I try to live by, but sometimes get conflicted. Thank you, Lindsay. Exactly. See, so that's what we're doing here, is we're learning how to listen to this thing so that individually and collectively we can come together and perhaps consciously co-create the direction we would like to see this world go into and be a proactive part of the solution. I don't know about you, but what's going on is seemingly out of our control, but together we are stronger, especially if we are linked up in this place of our intuition working properly with a common goal. Brianna says initial response and initial feeling. I do not always live by it. I think that is where indecisiveness comes in. Okay. And Raven says alignment. Good. Thank you. Okay. Okay. So we started off in our meditation, and that was the first tool I want to give you, is front, center, back. Imagine you have a laser of golden, bright, but calm, healing, brilliantly basking light coming in through the center, into the middle of your head, stimulating your pituitary and pineal gland into the back of your head. And you have a laser, a light moving through your head from the front, center, and back. And what I want to encourage you to do is to feel that right now. Front, center, back. Front, center, back. Front, center, back. Allow it to pull all the way back into the back of your head. Be sure to pull it in the back of your head so you don't overwhelm your eyes. Yes, Alexandra, that's right. Front, center, back. I'll tell you a quick little way that I came into this was when I was 23, intuition was really starting to guide my life. Long story short, basically, I ended up doing some body work with someone. I just always loved putting my hands on people. My mom always used to do kind of hands-on healing with me and my sisters. And I ended up working on someone who was having some pain, not really knowing anything or what I was doing. It went so well that this person was so thankful and wanted to give me lots of money. And within that next year, I ended up taking over the practice of a massage person doing massage. And I would sit and wait for people to come in. This was in Guatemala. And I would hear someone downstairs say, Amy, massage. So someone was coming in for a massage. And I'd start working on their body. And I realized that I could feel what that person felt. And I would start to see images from their life. Or I'd hear really clear urinary tract infection. For me personally, and we're all different, sometimes we have similarities, it comes in audio or visual. I'll see pictures. And over time, people would come back and confirm what I was seeing and hearing. In that first one, urinary tract infection, somebody came back and said to me, like, I went to the doctor, I have a urinary tract infection. Can you tell me what else you feel and see in my body? And so it became very natural for me as I matured, as I got older, that I became a naturopath and became more educated. And then putting the science along with a natural intuitive ability is really what the basis of my work is. Can we all do it? Absolutely. Who believes that this is possible for you? Will you pop it in the chat box for me? Can you do it? What do you think? Yes or no? Or what do you think? Lindsay, maybe. What do you guys think? Can you do this? Yes, you can. Yeah, that's right, Carrie. Yeah, Amy, you can. Sure you can. Absolutely. So let's get started. Okay, so yeah, Agnes, I can for sure, she says. Absolutely. You can. You're doing it all the time. Okay? You're doing it all the time. You probably just don't know it. It's kind of like, oh, I was just thinking about you. Or the phone rings and, oh, I was just going to call you. Okay, this is how we're all working. Can you imagine in a healthy, positive, productive, intentional way that we meet up in this place for deep healing, for reconciliation of trauma from the past? Can you imagine what we could do together, unified in this world? This is what I'm talking about. So let's get started. Now, for everybody that has your camera off, you're welcome to keep it off. If you want to put it on, then it helps to create a little bit more sense of intimacy amongst us, as you like, either way. But what we're going to do now is we're going to go right in to our group reading. Okay, so how do we do this? Well, first off, it's just you wanting to be read, okay? And it works like this, basically. I'm going to just ask your permission to look deeper. And if you say yes, then we can go deeper with it. Okay? So, yeah, thank you for turning your cameras on. Okay, so I'm going to ask you to just put a hand up if you'd like to go first. And I'll be if I know that person, I'm going to tell you, okay? So there's no confusion. Brianna, hi.
Hi.
No, Brianna. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for doing this.
Oh, so welcome. I love it. Yeah. Would you like to go in deep together?
Yes.
Okay. Great. All right. Would it be okay if I listen to your system a bit?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Should I close my eyes?
No, you can just keep them open just the way you are. It's just fine. Nothing to do. Yeah. I'm just scanning your system now. I'm just listening here. So Brianna, you're ready. What it feels like is you're ready for like a catapult thing. You're ready to like leapfrog your growth. Yeah, is that true?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Um, the feeling is this, it's like what I'm hearing is like says like don't hold back. Okay. And oh, I see. It feels like you have a little bit of trauma from your childhood that wants to be held from you in terms of when I said don't hold back, I got a picture of you as a little girl who was just so kind of rambunctious and bright, and she was not holding back. And so if you at all got kind of, you know, curtailed or put down or poo-pooed for that, then that's the trauma I'm speaking about. Because what it feels like is you're, are you a dancer?
I teach yoga and I danced when I was younger, so I have a bit of that mobile.
Yeah, yeah, okay. So your ability with movement, with dance, is here to move people. So it's kind of like, don't hold back, you know, put all that beauty of movement that you have because so you remind me of like a person who has a design eye that sees, you know, a frame of a picture in a certain way. That's kind of an analogy for what you do with movement. So encourage you to take the template of movement to understand yourself on a more significant level because it comes from your deep well of magic, your deep well of mystery, and it's your own special teaching, and it's steeped in something very old. Um, I'll just do a little bit scan on your body. Would that be okay?
Yep.
Okay, so just watch that down in the base of your spine. Okay, so down at the base of the spine, it feels like needs like light, like healing hand here on the base of your spine. It needs some holding, and that has to do with kidneys. Okay, so just encourage you to not go too deep on stimulants because your body doesn't do too well with that. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, Brianna, how's that feel?
Good. It's information I didn't have, so thank you very much. It's helpful.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, thank you. Let's all take a big breath together. Yeah. One person's information is for everybody. Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take Brianna's information and I'm going to ask you to apply how that may mean for you. Okay. So let's put it in a broad term. My question for everyone here is this. If you have a special magic, kind of like Brianna's movement, how that's real natural for her, like an artist's eye. If if you have a special movement, way of seeing the world that is what the world needs the most right now, but you're holding back. And maybe you're holding back kind of like Brianna because what it feels like she's so bright as a child is like, whoa, simmer down a bit. And so in her mind, what it feels like is she's holding back from what the world needs from her now. Because the world needs you and it needs me right now to stand up. And I don't mean through confrontation. I mean like Brianna's movement. You know, she's doing it in a real certain style. Every single person has that. Every person has that. Mine is this kind of odd, intuitive thing. Yours is yours. Okay. And the journey is about finding this place, right? It's about getting in that pocket, in that groove where it's easy. So that's the first little nugget I want to offer everyone is to consider what that means, what that looks like for you personally. Okay. Okay. So this is what we'll do. We'll keep going like this for as much time as we have. And we'll interweave it back with our science lesson as well. But with each person that we read, there's going to be a nugget for each one of you here as well. Okay? Because I believe that every person represents the whole. Every person who speaks is the microcosm or the macrocosm that we are. Does it make sense? Does it make sense? Okay. Okay. So who is, okay, I see. My tech guy's telling me something here. I've got to take, let's see.
You have two hands up. One is Amina and one is Ellery.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Okay. Amina, where are you? I don't see you here on my screen. Let's see.
Do you see me? My camera's on.
Okay. I'm going to switch screens here. Amina, where are you?
So if you click speaker view and Amina is talking, if you click speaker view on the top right, then she will come on screen.
Oh, I see. Okay, thank you. Ah, thank you. Hi, Amina.
Hello, how are you doing?
Good. How about you?
Very well.
Okay. Okay. Amina, would it be okay if I take a look deeper into your system?
Yes, please. I'd really like that.
Okay. Amina, the very first thing that comes in is it says it says you must stop being so hard on yourself. Yeah. Number one. Yeah. Yeah. So is pleasing other people something that is common for you?
For the last 1 week, I'm really working on setting boundaries.
Yeah. Good. Good. Good.
Not a people pleaser. I'm pretty brash like that. But
Okay.
yes, setting boundaries is something that I'm really having to want to do.
Okay. Okay. So what I'm going to encourage you to do is if being hard on yourself speaks to you, okay, I would encourage you to look at the relationship. Is there, okay, only you really know, is there a relationship between being hard on yourself and any old, I mean like old ancient people pleasing? Okay. And has your brashness that you spoke about come about as a way to give you boundaries from old people pleasing? Okay. So your opportunity here is to hold brashness. Yeah, is to hold what may feel harsh or send a message that's not really your intention. Okay. So can I ask you to open your eyes? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So the challenge is remaining ultra present. Ultra present. Okay. Because what it feels like, a little bit like Brianna, is that you have a very deep, well, old magic inside. Now, I can hear everyone's voice right now saying, well, don't I? Doesn't everyone? Yes. Yet some of us are intending to access it more than others. So I want to encourage you to use your intention to cut through any old people pleasing or any brash harshness that might make you hard and put you in the position to feel kind of like brittle, like I could snap. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So instead, your opportunity is to really take care of you. Yeah. And that comes through being very present to yourself. And one little last thing here is to validate your own feelings. If you look for anybody else to validate who you are or what you sense and see within, then you might feel like you're wasting time or wasting your life. I encourage you to go right for what you see. But remember, it happens in a very deep state of presence and acting upon your own truth. Yeah?
Yes, resonates at many levels.
Okay. Okay. Can I ask you, would you take a deep breath with me?
Yes, please.
Yeah. So I encourage you to take this in now with each breath. And everyone, let's take all of this in with each breath and let it touch whatever inside of you that may want to be touched. Let it come right in. Let it seep in and sink in. One more big breath. And a little mantra for you, Amina, and for everyone is, I release myself from all the times I've ever been hard on myself. Anybody else here hard on yourself? Yeah. And the big one here is self-forgiveness. Self-forgiveness.
Yes.
So may your self-care and your self-forgiveness allow you to take very good care of yourself, Amina, and trust your gifts.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
You know, nobody else can validate them, but by having the courage, kind of like this, just to come out and give of what you have to give, and it comes back to you, ironically. Yeah.
Indeed does. Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing. I needed to hear that today.
Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Okay, Ellery. Ellery, where are you? Ellery. Let's see. Ellery.
You are unmuted, Ellery. Try speak.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
I don't know if my camera works.
Okay. Okay, if you can put your camera on, it would be great to have a visual of you. I can feel you better if I can see you.
Oh, there we go.
Hi. Hi.
Hi.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Yeah. Shall we do a little scan on your system? That'd be okay?
Yes, please.
Okay. Okay, Ellery, your system feels a bit tired. Okay. And you're, technically speaking, what feels like you're holding excess mucus in your body. Okay, I would encourage you to do some cleansing, and to right in here. Would you say like you have like sinus issues, allergies?
I don't know.
Okay. Okay. Do you have like times when you're kind of dragging energy, or you're not feeling so vibrant?
I can get really lethargic after eating certain things.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So what it feels like is that you're, technically speaking, your system is too full of histamine, which is an allergic response. It's a hormonal allergen response to. Let me just look a little bit closer here. Oh, I see. To some things in your environment too. It's not just some of the food you're eating, but it says like I'm going to say this really bluntly. This voice is so blunt sometimes, but it says like don't discount yourself for being so normal. Don't view yourself as so normal. You also have your own extraordinary gifts, and those extraordinary gifts want to come through your own self-care as well. So eliminating some of this, if you tend to get puffy, do you tend to get puffy? Yeah, that's because your body's producing too much mucus right now. Okay, but you actually have a great ability to see. Okay, and I'm talking about see in terms of how you can feel people, you can intuit them super easily. It's extremely natural for you, but you perceive yourself as ordinary. You bought the ordinary story, okay? But you're actually extraordinary, and your message is coming through right here for everybody. And this is a message you're giving everyone here. This is the message that Ellery has for everyone here. We are extraordinary, okay? I would encourage you to do some cleansing and to clean out your resonators here, and it's going to bring the puffiness down. It's going to bring the puffiness down in your belly, and it's going to make this, your laser beam, your third eye, naturally function better.
Okay, great.
Okay, and that'll help strengthen your body. It feels like your body wants to strengthen.
Yeah, I'm trying at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah. So I encourage you to start from the inside, though. Start with your gut health. Okay. If you go onto I'm going to pop this in the chat box for everyone as well. If you go to my website, which is amyrachelle.com, and click on free stuff, there's do a detox there. Okay. And I want to encourage you to do a detox. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's a free thing that you can just download. Okay.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you. Before we go to our next person, what I want to do is kind of interweave this, okay? Because we could think like, oh, okay, that was a message for that person. What about me? Yeah, naturally, okay? But let's take a moment to kind of thread the story together, okay? From Brianna showing us the importance of allowing ourselves to catapult to the next level of what we're capable of. If we're not holding ourselves back from childhood trauma, what are we capable of? Okay, and Ellery showing us to lighten up on ourselves. Let us not be so hard on ourselves, and how self-forgiveness can help us to come more into our extraordinary power. Okay, and then Ellery clearly showing us that if we can let go of perceiving ourselves as ordinary. Who perceives yourself as ordinary? You consider yourself ordinary? What if you are extraordinary? What if? And what if everything that you've been through in your life has brought you to the moment of owning, claiming, saying yes to your extraordinariness? Would you be willing to take that catapulting leap that Brianna shows us? And could it be that self-forgiveness, letting go of being so hard on ourselves, is part of that key? Let's take a big breath together. Yes. Yeah, we'll take a moment here. If you see on our logo there, the Go Vegan Tech Support, you might recognize that logo. Does anybody recognize that logo? Yeah, that's Alchemy of Breath. That's my husband there on the other end. So I want to say a big thank you to him. And if you don't know about Alchemy of Breath, I would encourage you to check that out. Free Sunday sessions they have. Natalia, yeah, there's Anthony. I'm upstairs and he's downstairs. We're in Italy. We live in Italy. Yeah. Natalia, I wanted to go to the chat box for just a moment. And Natalia says, I'm crying all the time. You said, take a deep breath. Is it normal? Well, you know, that's probably a good question for Anthony. He works all with breath. And they're not a small community. They are a huge, gigantic community. And he's helping a lot of people to move through things with their breath. So when we breathe, we are taking in life force, right? And we're letting go like an exhaust pipe with our exhale. So if crying is what you need in order to stabilize, in order to feel yourself, in order to fully be here, then yes, Natalia, it's normal that you're crying. You know, that takes me back to, I think, Ellery, to give ourselves permission to normalize the extraordinariness of who we are. Yeah. Yeah, sacred tears for sure. Absolutely. Every tear is a sacred tear. Yes, that's right. I mean, almost 70% of our body toxins are released by the lungs. Yes, that's how important our breathing is for us. That's right. Okay, Carrie. Where are you, Carrie?
Hi.
Hi, Carrie. Hi. I'm going to take you onto my screen here. Okay. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Thank you for this.
So welcome. Can I read your system a bit deeper?
Yes, please.
Carrie, are you kind of like at your wit's end?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it feels like. Well, I not to discount what you're going through, but the very first thing I hear is it says like congratulations. Yeah.
I'm 6 months pregnant.
I see. Okay. The next thing I was going to ask you is are you not feeling well?
I feel well. It's just difficult having a 3-year-old in lockdown. I'm feeling that.
Okay. So let's go back to this being at your wit's end. Anybody else feeling at your wit's end? Anybody else feel like, okay, things need to move here? Yeah. All right. So I was going to scan into your system a bit more. Would that be okay?
Yes, please.
Okay. Before we go back to that's going to come in again, but I'm getting here on the side is I'm getting the voice of your child, and this child feels like it really wants to be deeply connected with, and it feels like you are carrying a very empathic, soulful being that is asking you to tune in on this level and kind of going about your daily business and just going through the motions with this what I sense the type of child that you're carrying might rock your world. I get a real turbulent sense. Okay, is a child kicking a lot?
Yeah.
That's the turbulence, and this child is here to help you to really wake up to where you are, who you are, right here, right now. And it's asking you to be this child's guide, not only in mothering in the way that you do. And it feels like that's one of your passions, huh? You love being a mother. Yeah. You take it very seriously. Yeah, beautiful. Just big honor to you for what you're doing here. Now the next level of this, and come back to the wit's end, being at your wit's end, is of course everything as you know it in some sense feels like it is ending, and that is having to do with making space for a new consciousness that's coming into the planet, and you are a bearer of that consciousness. So I encourage you to trust your insights. Trust you're not alone. You're carrying a being that is very much of this time. Yeah, so I encourage you to trust that, even though let's say in your relationship, in your life might feel a little bit flattened. Yeah, or even bit stale, like keep tuning in. The child says like keep tuning into me and keep coming into this higher space. Oh wow, okay, wow. So he says mommy, do front center back with me. So I encourage you to go into meditation, front center back, the laser beam here. Take your child into this place with you and do it together in tandem. And here you are jointly opening up the double power of what you're capable of together. And what is ascending to this child is what really none of us ever got, which is I see you, I hear you for who you are, and I recognize what makes your heart beat, what makes your soul tick. And what it's doing is enlivening those same dormant powers within you, Carrie. So encourage you to know that even though other things might be falling away or breaking apart in your life, it's for a purpose. And really acknowledge your dedication and what you're doing to bring this child in. And know it's to, wow, again, catapult your own awareness. I encourage you to join up, link up together, work together as a team.
That sounds good.
Yeah. Yeah, lots of meditation. I really encourage you to deepen your meditation practice. Really, front, center, back, work together. And trust it. Trust what's happening inside of you.
I do a lot of meditation anyway, and I'm working a lot more on my intuition lately. There is just one other thing. I think with me being at my wit's end, I'm having a lot more sugar and chocolate and stuff like that. And I've got my diabetes test coming up soon, and just a bit apprehensive about that, how I can come away from the sugar. And
Yeah,
I've started to try and take a probiotic, but I don't know what else to do really. When I'm in the midst of this, I feel like I just need the chocolate.
that's your what it feels like. What I get is that's your stress speaking. That's how you're coping with your stress of the other things that we talked about in your life. So I'd encourage you to go right to the stress and work on the stress and getting everything calm in your system, because what it feels like is I'm getting some regurgitation. Okay. Oh, where'd she go? Oh, there, you popped over here. Okay. The regurgitation is acid reflux, and what it feels like is this child doesn't do well with that, because what it does is it disconnects you from one another. And this type of being that you're carrying needs really great deal of intimacy. And so encourage you to tune in on this level we've been talking about. Take care of the stress and eliminate those factors so you can sync up and honor your deep dedication, because that's truly what it feels like, who you are.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Bless. Good job, Mama. Okay, Rose. Okay, where are you, Rose? Let's see.
I haven't got a camera. It's not working, but so I don't know if you'll be able to do this. So because I don't have a camera.
if we were in a one-on-one session and I could just single in on your voice, then it would be fine.
Yeah.
In this context here, it's a little bit more challenging. So
Okay.
come back next week when you can turn
Okay, I'll come back next week with a camera. Thank you.
It allows me to work a lot quicker. That's what it is. Thank you, Rick. Indy. Where are you, Indy? Indy, okay.
Hi, I'm here.
Hi, Indy.
Hi, hello. Nice to meet you.
You too. Thank you for being here. Indy, could I scan your system a bit? Could I look deeper in your system? Would that be okay?
That's fine.
Yeah, okay. And take a big breath. Let's all take a big breath. And again. Yeah. Okay, Indy. You two are like it's like you've been traveling through. I got a picture of a long dark tunnel, and it's like you've been traveling through a long dark tunnel for a long time. Okay, and along the way, it feels like you have picked up some things that don't belong to you, and you also. And no wonder I sense already we're a room full of empaths here. I see this very clearly now. And because of your empathic nature, what it feels like for a long time is that you've been, your gift of your empathic nature has been picking up and actually creating like blocks in your system. And this can lead to apathy. Okay. Does that ring a bell with you? Do you feel like, is apathy something you struggle with?
I don't understand what the apathy is.
Apathy. So we become so, let's say, we put it in the context of what I sense with you, become so burdened, so weighted by life that we just become kind of downtrodden, where we don't have a lot of inspiration. And it's kind of like I just have to, this is what I have to put up with. This is what's going on, and I'm just gonna keep going even though the weight's heavy.
I agree.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Now let's take a big breath here. Anytime there's dense, heavy energy, we just breathe and we help one another to birth through the dark tunnel so that everything we've been picking up along the way can begin to shed. Okay, so for you, Indy, in the group, what you're helping us to see and to remember is whatever you may be picking up, whatever you might be carrying, may you give yourself a very deep permission to unburden, to use your empathic gifts in a different way. If my sense is correct, we are all here, even if I can't see you right now and you're just listening and you can only see us, we are all empaths here. I feel that very clearly. Okay, so how do we use our empathic gifts so that we are not burdened by them? We must unclutter ourselves. And Indy, this is the primary message for you, is what can you do in your life to unclutter? Okay, and here's the thing, Indy, is wherever you tell yourself is I have no choice, this is the way it is, there's nothing I can do about it, that's the trauma that really needs a lot of love, a lot of care, a lot of holding. And what I want to encourage you is to develop a mantra of I have choice. I own my choice. Choice is my birthright. And begin to use your power, Indy, in a different way. And one very important word for you, it's a simple word, is no. No. Yeah? How does that feel,
Thank
Indy?
you. Yeah,
Sorry?
that's good. That's good. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Very interesting.
I'm getting this very, very protective feeling towards you. Like just there's a feeling of needing protection. Your system needs protection. But if you lie down like a doormat, you're only going to get walked on and you're not going to be protected. Your protection comes from you standing up and expressing yourself. This is okay with me and this is not. No drama necessary. Okay, and no might be very helpful for you. One last thing, Indy, is this feels really important for your physical health as well. Okay, this is what I get is that this tendency to like take on is permeating, which means like sinking into your body. So my question for you, and this is a question for everybody now, is what can you do to unburden yourself in your life right now? Okay, and just pick one thing to start. What can we all do here to unburden ourselves? It'd be simple. Every day I'm going to go out into the sun and receive light. Each day I'm going to smile and look people in the eye. It's simple. Okay, Indy, how's that feel?
Amy, that's a really good way of using that mantra. Can you repeat it for me in the chat box?
Okay. Indy, I'm in such deep channel mode. Honestly, I don't know that I could. Can somebody else repeat it for her in the chat box? What would Indy's mantra be? Can you repeat that for her? Thank you, Indy. I'm going to move on. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bless. Own your power, love. Own your power.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Natalia. I have choice. Okay. Thank you. Okay, everybody. I want to just wrap it back around to our, we started our discussion today with our microbiota, our microbiome, our gut health. And if you're wondering how is it that I can read you, it's gut health, okay? And it's like learning a language, yeah? Now, there's Erica there. And Erica, can you wave at everybody? Erica, I've known her for a very long time, probably 20 years. I worked with her extensively. And Carol, I see you down there as well. There's a few people here I've worked with quite a bit. And what our whole goal here is to improve our gut health so your brain functioning works better and you can trust the information running through you, your wisdom, your love, your knowledge that goes beyond size, shape, color, gender, that is ours. And may we claim this together so that we can join together and own our birthright and do something different on this planet. So thank you everybody for being here. We are going to pop into the chat box if you want to go deeper and you want to know, well, how do I take care of myself on this level? It's not difficult, okay? It's dedication. It's saying, I choose. I choose. Back to what Indy brought to us is power of choice. I choose to be healthy. So there's a link there that our tech support team just popped into the chat box. We've had a special going on and it's about to expire. So if you want to get serious about building your immune system, your microbiota, claim your health, get your gut instincts sharpened, I would encourage you to start with your health. You can see the link there in the chat box. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for being here. I cherish I believe in each of us tremendously. One little task for you in this week. One little task. What can you do to take really good care of yourself this week? And then please come again, tell your friends next Thursday, and I'd love to hear what you're doing to take good care of yourself and know that you have support and you have a little community. And as this group goes on, it will become more and more intimate. Thank you for being here, everybody. Bless.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.